Hey besties, and thank you so much for joining me in today's video, and welcome if you guys are new. My name is Lindsay, and over here on this channel we cover all things beauty. But let's be honest, it's been a whole lot of fragrance talk lately. Just keeping it real. I love fragrance. Y'all love fragrance. I asked you if you want more makeup. Nobody said yes. Nobody said no. But y'all did say you want the fragrance content to keep coming. And I have to be honest and say I'm so obsessed with it. I get so giddy at fragrance talk, you guys. Still love makeup. Actually, today I'm wearing the new e.l.f. Liquid Camo Blush. And I'm obsessed. This is so pretty, you guys. I really do like it. I'll link it down below, as well as all the fragrances I'm about to talk about. Well, today's video is going to be about Marshmallow perfumes and my collection. I did a community poll and I asked you guys, what do you want to see? And a lot of you said marshmallow fragrances, lactonic creamy fragrance video, and I think in the third spot it was perfume wish list. So I'm very eager to get this video out for you guys. It seems like a lot of you guys are excited on this topic. So without further ado, let's jump in. Now I do want to say, you guys, marshmallow in general does not have the strongest smell naturally. If you go in your kitchen, you pull out a marshmallow, it has a light, obviously sugary, fluffy, sweet, powdery smell to it, but it's very light. I feel like the way it's done in fragrances is definitely more intensified, definitely sweeter, more ooey gooey, which I personally do enjoy. I also feel like a lot of the times when you see the note of marshmallow, thankfully there's also vanilla, giving it even more sweetness and just really giving a beautiful powdery fluffy nature to so many of my favorite fragrances. I believe I have about 10 that I'm gonna mention in today's video, maybe 2 extras. So first, I do want to say the Juliet Has a Gun perfume. I just got this sent to me in PR and it's my scent of the day, and though this does not claim to have marshmallow, I feel like this is very powdery, very sweet. There's florals. It does remind me of like Dior Poison, but a lighter take on it, and there's almost something a little medicinal to it, just a hair, that I'm not like in love with, but it doesn't completely throw me off. But I do think when I first smelled this, I love to smell fragrances and kind of guess the notes in my mind before I check on Fragrantica, and to me I did guess marshmallow, but it's not in here, but there is that light fluffy quality to it a little bit. Like, I do get it. There's raspberry, there's florals. This is just really pretty, and it kind of reminds me, and just in the opening, kind of like those candy hearts that in middle school you would pay $1 to get to your crush, and you could do it anonymously, put your name on it, whichever way you wanted to do it, with the little candy heart sayings, be mine, I love you, etc. So this to me is very like playful and just very flirty. And if you told me it had marshmallow, I definitely believe you. Let's go most affordable to most expensive, starting with Velvet Shadow from Zara. So this is actually very similar to Oriana, in my opinion, from Parfums de Marly, in that it has that same powdery marshmallow quality that I love in Oriana so much, you guys. I find that fragrance very powdery, very sweet, citrusy, floral. You're getting the jasmine in here, you're getting the orange blossom, I get the citruses, there's bergamot, and that really lovely marshmallow. This one is a simplified version in my opinion. It's not as full-bodied, but to me, for $15, are you kidding? For the smallest size, this is just unbeatable. And what I love to do is actually wear this one to sleep, because for a long time I started to wear Oriana when I go to bed because I love it. We're gonna talk about this one later, but I love Oriana so much, but I wouldn't want to spend, I mean, we'll put on $350 worth of product before bed. So this is a really nice alternative. I really pull out the jasmine in this fragrance, and that marshmallow combination is just really, really beautiful. So if you guys do like Oriana, again, I mean, for the 3rd, 4th, 100th time, this is a great dupe. It's not the same thing, it's just a nice alternative, let me say. And let me double check on the notes. There's marshmallow, jasmine, mandarin orange, and bergamot, so no orange blossom and no raspberry. no whipped cream. There's not a lot of notes, but I swear if you smell the two side by side, there are a lot of similarities. Next up is Sabrina Carpenter's Sweet Tooth perfume. I really love this, and for $30, you cannot beat it. It's not juvenile, it's not too childish. This is a very beautiful vanilla scent. The reason I think I love it and it's not too childish is the fact that there is this kick and spice coming from the ginger. There's a beautiful cashmere wood giving it the most gorgeous texture. This is so beautiful. You do get that addictive powdery sweet marshmallow goodness in this fragrance. And met with the white chocolate, this to me is everything. I love this so much. It's a little refreshing coming from the coconut milk. This is just such a beautiful blend of a fragrance, and I honestly feel like for $30, I mean, you cannot beat this. The Caramel Dream they just came out with isn't quite as sweet and light and fluffy and just beautiful in my opinion. It is beautiful, but it's more so like sexy. This to me is very pretty, very wearable for every day, beautiful to mix with other fragrances. This is just a really great time. Let me read the notes. Top notes of marshmallow, chocolate, candy, ginger, and bergamot. I could definitely see bergamot in the beginning because it does have a really beautiful brightness to it. Middle notes of course, Madagascar vanilla, coconut milk, jasmine. The jasmine's very light in this fragrance in my opinion, and base notes of a creamy delicious whipped cream, sugar, cashmere wood, and musk. And this I just love so much, you guys. It, in my opinion, is one of the best affordable fragrances you could get your hands on, period. I remember for so long I used to see people talking about this fragrance in their videos, and I thought, how good could it be? I mean, come on. But it's so delicious, and it's definitely something that if you love marshmallow and white chocolate and you also love vanilla, you're just really going to crave. This is so pretty, and again, I truly feel like that candied ginger does make this so much more special, and I just love cashmere wood. Next up is Sweet Like Candy from Ariana Grande. This is more juvenile, I would say, than something like Sabrina Carpenter Sweet Tooth. This is sweet like candy. It's sugary, it's sweet. It does have a really nice powdery marshmallow and a little bit of a creamy touch from the whipped cream, but this is very fruity. So if you like a marshmallow fruity fragrance, I think you'd enjoy this a lot. More juvenile for sure than the red one. My favorites in that vault were Sweet Like Candy, the red Sweet Like Candy, Frankie was great, and I loved Rem. I want to get Rem in a big bottle like ASAP too. The marshmallow in this fragrance is very powdery, very sugary. Not ooey gooey. It also has whipped cream, but it's not the most lactonic fragrance I've ever smelled, I'm gonna be honest, which is not a bad thing. You get a lot of the fruit, you guys. You really get the blackberry, there's pear, there's a brightness from some citruses. And even though, like I said, this is really sweet, almost juvenile, I do feel like there's a good amount of florals to even everything out. And there is cashmere wood, which again, y'all know I love, and delicious vanilla. This is really pretty, you guys, but to me, this is very fruity. Top notes are blackberry, pear, and bergamot. Middle notes are whipped cream, marshmallow, blackcurrant, frangipani, jasmine, honeysuckle, base notes of vanilla and cashmere wood. So after looking at all the notes, I mean frangipani, honeysuckle, it makes so much sense why I really do like this fragrance. It's very sugary sweet though, just want to say that one more time, but very fun if you can get with it. This is like the fruity gourmand. This is the kind of chocolatey sweet foodie gourmand, but very wearable. Then we have Care Pistachio Paris Corner. This is a beautiful interpretation of Yum Pistachio Gelato from Kayali. This is really nice. I wouldn't say they're identical, no, but these are very similar. To me, I put both on my skin, and I do have to say that the Kayali does actually appear stronger, which a lot of people were saying this one is, but For me, that's not the case. This doesn't have that shaving cream soapy quality. It does have a fresh take for sure, but more than anything, it's delicious creamy whipped cream, fluffy sweet marshmallow. This one almost goes kind of ooey gooey with nutty pistachio gelato. This, I love, you guys. It gets me so hungry. And for the price, I actually think this might be cheaper than the last perfume. Sorry about that. But for the price of this, I think it's $36 about. You just cannot beat it. So for me, this one doesn't have that same shaving cream, strong, soapy quality in the opening that I really love in the pistachio gelato from Kayali. But this is really nice, and every time I smell this, I just get hungry, you guys. Very tasty, and the marshmallow in this fragrance, beautifully done. This is more, to me, straight up gourmand on the dry down, whereas the Kayali, like I said, has more of a freshness, and you really get the cotton candy so much in that fragrance. And this one actually seems to last pretty nicely. On paper, I'm really feeling the care. I really, really like that one. The gourmand notes are just hitting a little bit different, but I do like that shaving cream soapy quality. I really do. Love having both, and I don't want to pick between my babies. And the notes in Pistachio Care are top notes of Italian bergamot, pistachio gelato, hazelnut, sweet rum, and cardamom. Middle notes are geranium, white peony, muguet, jasmine, raspberry, white peach, and pear. And base notes are whipped cream, marshmallow, cotton candy, Turkish delight accord, cacao, cedarwood, sandalwood, and tonka. And I do feel like in Care, I do actually feel a little bit of that cacao for sure. Cherry Ambition from the Seven Virtues is much different than the previous fragrances we've mentioned. This one is sexy, this one is confident, it's bold, it's intense. It's very expensive smelling. There's saffron, pink pepper, cherry, some woods. You really get that wood kind of cherry combination on the dry down, and it's beautiful. But what really makes this one a little bit more unique than your typical saffron cherry fragrance is this really lovely powdery fluffy marshmallow that I love in this fragrance that keeps it a little bit lighter and, to me, more wearable. Sometimes those cherry fragrances can be a little bit off-putting. The wood can be too much, the cherry can be too medicinal, but for me this one is a beautiful, well-rounded fragrance. I just dropped the cap, and I love the note of marshmallow in it. This is everything I'm looking for a fall winter scent, and it stole my heart in 2023. I love this so much. I will say the jump in price from the last fragrance to this one is insane. I think that fragrance is about $36. This one is $88, which at Sephora is not too expensive for Sephora, mind you, that's what I'm saying, but still, that's a totally big jump. So just know all the fragrances moving forward are gonna be around the $100 mark, unfortunately, but they smell so good. Like, this does smell way more expensive. Top notes are cherry, pink pepper, marshmallow, and mandarin orange. Middle notes are saffron, cherry blossom, orris, and osmanthus. And base notes are vanilla, frankincense, amber, Gaiac wood, and musk. Such a beauty, so sexy. And even though I did mention this one is more pricey, I do want to say fragrances it is compared to, like Tom Ford Lost Cherry, way more expensive, doesn't last. This one has pretty decent longevity. And Kayali's Love Fest, I've also heard the longevity on that one is trash. I have smelled a sample, and I felt like I liked this one a lot better. Pistachio Gelato is next. Speaking of Kayali, this one opens up way different than it dries down. So it opens up and it's very airy, very fresh, soapy. Initially, I get a huge blast of the cotton candy. And you also do, to me, in my opinion, get this shaving cream type of soapy quality that keeps it very light and very fresh. That soapy quality does stay the whole way through, but as it dries down, you get more of the delicious gourmand. It gets nuttier, it gets creamy, sweeter, fluffier. I really, really enjoy this one, and it's like one of those fragrances where you just can't help but like have your mouth water every single time you smell the fragrance. Now that I'm smelling this one, I do smell the cacao in this fragrance as well. I don't necessarily get a bunch of rum, but I just, every time I smell this, I get hungry. And I do feel like this one is a bit more special than the Care, to be honest, just because it is so different. And I mean, there's so many notes. Let me read y'all the notes in this fragrance. Top notes of pistachio, ice cream, bergamot, hazelnut, rum, and cardamom. Middle notes of lily of the valley, pear, geranium, jasmine, peony, raspberry, and white peach. I do get some of those floral notes, or sorry, fruity notes. Base notes of whipped cream, marshmallow, cotton candy, lucome, tonka bean, sandalwood, cedar, and cacao. Looking at all these notes, like I said, I get some of the fruity qualities. I really get the cotton candy, the marshmallow, the whipped cream, the ice cream. I really also get the cardamom. I didn't mention that. This is just such a beautiful blend, and I seriously think if you give it a chance, let it sit, this gets so delicious over time. The marshmallow is very fluffy, very powdery, and very balancing in this fragrance as well. More creamy than powdery, but it is a bit powdery. Next are my Killian Princess fragrances, and if you guys are new here, I am obsessed with Killian Princess. I think it's such a beautiful, beautiful scent. Honestly, one of my favorite fragrances in my entire collection. I think it's such a pretty girl fragrance. It's such a magnificent blend, and anytime I use this fragrance, I just feel so happy. So when I heard they were coming out with a new Eau Fraiche version, I completely lost my mind. I was so excited to get it. I will mention this one is $120 and this one is $130. The reason I love Killian Princess more is because I think you're getting more for what you're paying with Princess. I feel like this one is very light wearing. This is more citrusy and bright and fresh to me. The marshmallow is definitely in the background. It's more of a supporting player. You're really getting the citrus, the fresh aromatic feel from the green tea, and the spicy kick from the ginger in this fragrance. I really do enjoy it. I think it's so great for spring and summer, a more sheared out, lightweight version of the original. But I have to say, for paying $120, to be honest, how intimate this wears on my skin. It lasts, but it's so light wearing. I have to literally like get so close up to even smell it. I just feel like for the fact that it doesn't smell as good to me as the original, I still love having it, and if I did run out, I might repurchase. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I do feel like for how light wearing and intimate this is on the skin, I wish it was at least more affordable. That's what I will say, but still really beautiful for the hotter weather, because Killian Princess to me is already a really beautiful year-round gourmand scent that I love. So the notes in this fragrance, I think I already said them, very simple, are bergamot, marshmallow, which is really nice in the fragrance, but like I said, more in the background, giving it a soft sweetness, green tea, and also the ginger. And the bottles, they're not my favorite. Now, Kilian, the original, is much more sweet. It's more powdery. It's not sickly sweet, but it is more sweet than the Eau Fraiche, and it just feels like it has more going on. It's more complex. It's more full. It's more just really pretty, you guys. This fragrance, if you like marshmallow, I seriously think that you'll love. You've never smelled anything like this either. I remember going to Ulta because I really wanted to get Angel Share, and I had every intention of buying it. I went into the store, I went in Sephora, and I went to the section. I had a lady like show me. I was so happy and excited and thankful to her, and I went and I smelled Angel Share, and immediately I did fall in love. It was everything that I'd heard and more. But then I saw the price tag and I was like, ooh. It was still really hot at the time in Florida, and I thought maybe I could wait until it's a little bit cooler outside and I'll really get my good use out of it. So I thought, Let me smell a few more Kilian fragrances while I'm here. I remember smelling this one and just thinking, oh my gosh, this is so beautiful, so unique, just so like captivating to me. Everything about this was so intriguing, and I loved it, and I knew I had to leave the store with this one. I wanted to leave with both, but my bank account would not have thanked me, so I definitely went with this one first, and I regret nothing, because to be honest, as much as I love Angel Share, this is way more wearable for year round. I really love it, and I think it was the perfect choice of getting this fragrance. I also did get, or smell, I mean, Love Don't Be Shy, but to me it did remind me of Oriana, but just more syrupy sweet. That is a really great marshmallow fragrance as well, even though I don't have it physically. I do also recommend it, but just please smell it in store first, because it's really, I mean, that one is kind of sickly sweet. So, and it was more expensive than this one too, so I was like, oh no, I bought this one and I love it so much. And it's actually feeling a little light. Not too light, but like I've used about maybe this much. I wouldn't be surprised. Not only are you getting the powdery sweet marshmallow, but you're also getting this big kick from the ginger, giving some spice, citrus coming from the lemon, and as it dries down more, you start to feel that really beautiful vanilla. I feel like the combination of like the citrus with the sweet is really well balanced from the green tea. There's also that really beautiful benzoin note that I love in my fragrances, and a little bit of a fruity touch also coming from the peach. It never gets too sweet, but it also never gets too like citrusy. This is a perfect blend, and I feel like it's very unique in my collection. Every time I put this on or I smell somebody wearing it, immediately I think they smell so interesting and so beautiful. This is great. Top note is lemon, middle notes are green tea, ginger, peach, hedione, jasmine, and apple, and base notes are marshmallow, vanilla, and benzoin. Phenomenal. I busted my commodity milk expressive, but I do still have my bold travel. I do want to say I prefer the expressive, but I do love my bold. The bold is just what it says. It's more intense. The wood is definitely amplified. So if you want something that's more lactonic and a little bit less woody, I would opt for the expressive, which I think is my favorite blend. But this one is stronger, it's more intense, it's a bit sexy, and ultimately, like I said, just very much woodier. But this is a very beautiful mixture of marshmallow, woods, and milk. This is really pretty. I think this one also has amber. Yeah, for a date night in the colder weather, I think this one really would hit. I love this. The expressive has top notes of milk, middle notes of marshmallow, natural musk, and base notes of tonka bean and mahogany, whereas the commodity bowl, top notes of marshmallow and milk, middle notes of white cedar extract and musk, and base notes of woody notes and amber. So yeah, much more woody with this one, much warmer. But for me, I really love the addition of the marshmallow in both. I think it's beautiful. It just adds this sweet, powdery, like fluffy quality to it and makes it even more addictive. For me personally, when I smell either one of them, I really do think of being around like loved ones, roasting marshmallows by the campfire, and just having a great time. This is so good for the colder weather, and I would say one of the best colder weather fragrances I've ever put my nose on. This one, like I said, just has like a sexy touch to it that is not bad by any means. I love this one, do not get me wrong, but there's just something that hits a little different with the expressive, so I wish I did have that one physically with me. This is for those of you that really do like woody, sweet fragrances. These retail for $145 for the big bottles. I definitely thought they were less. I do also feel like just because you like marshmallow doesn't necessarily mean you'll love this one. I do love marshmallow and I do love it, but I think I would never recommend blind buying, especially if you're blind buying the big bottles, because they are not cheap. So I also love the cold milk addition and aspect in the fragrance. I think that's why I do like the expressive a bit more. That one is a little more lactonic, and this one is still so beautiful and so sexy. You do get the cold milk and it is a bit creamy and lactonic, but nowhere near as much as the expressive in my opinion. And last but not least is Oriana from Parfums de Marly. This is your orange blossom marshmallowy sweet fragrance. I really love this. It does remind me of Kilian's Love Don't Be Shy, but this to me, I do have to say, is more wearable. Every time I wear this, I get a compliment. The longevity could be a little better, but I do get at least 6 to 7 hours if I overspray. And I mean, for the money, I would just say try to get it off a discounter like I did. This opens up very citrusy, but there's also this really fun raspberry note in the fragrance I just adore. I think you really do feel that. And as it dries down, you get the creamy whipped cream, the sweet powdery marshmallow, and this really delicious musk. The musk honestly saves it for me. It makes it way more wearable. There's almost that kind of dryer sheet texture in the dry down that I really love, that powdery kind of like clean musky quality that I love, mixed in with everything else that makes this fragrance so beautiful. I really think this is so stunning, and if you like marshmallows, I seriously think that you would love this. And if you like Love Don't Be Shy, I think you might love it even more. Top notes are mandarin orange, bergamot, and grapefruit. Middle notes are orange blossom, raspberry, oat, and black currant. And base notes are whipped cream, marshmallow, musk, and ambrette. I love ambrette in my fragrances, and I just love it in this one as well. So beautiful. Those were my marshmallow fragrances. The only fragrances I don't have that I really want to get, I want to try Love Don't Be Shy again, give it an actual shot, and I also want to buy the full bottle of the marshmallow Kais or Kies perfume, I think you say it. I've looked at that one. I think that one seems like such a beautiful ooey gooey dream of a gourmand marshmallow fragrance. I'd really love to try that one, and please let me know down below your favorite marshmallow fragrances, either that I've mentioned or your recommendations to me personally. I love you guys. I hope I did these fragrances justice. I love you, and I will see you in the next one, besties. Don't forget to also let me know what do you want to see next down below. Bye!